What's going on, guys? Today I'm really happy to be reviewing what might turn out to be the best electric pressure washer available, the Greenworks GPW2700. It's also the only unit I've seen requested multiple times down in the comment section on some of my other videos, so hopefully this should answer everyone's questions. As per usual, we'll start with a really quick unbox, get her put together, run our standard gamut of tests, and then close it on out with our verdict. So let's get to it. First out is the small set of instructions and warranty cards. This is followed by the nice metal accessory holder with a 15, 25, and 40 degree tip already in place. Most competitors use plastic here. Not that this actually affects performance, but it's a nice nod to quality. Next out, we've got what Greenworks calls their kink-resistant flexible hose. Actually, it's an Uberflex branded piece of kit that is sold standalone on Amazon. The included gun feels high quality and has a nice rubber overmold. Furthermore, it's one of the rear entry types. I'm really happy to see this style included as it's closer to what you'd find on a high-priced gas unit. The stainless steel extension also feels very nice and accepts industry standard tips. After that, we've got some miscellaneous assembly hardware and the steel handle with a foam grip. Unlike some cheaper models, this one has rivet nuts pre-installed for accessory holder attachment. Finally, last out is the motor pump and frame assembly with wheels already attached. It's surprisingly heavy, so if weight is any indicator of quality, which it really isn't, then we're off to a good start. Here is everything included in the box, and like I mentioned a moment ago, everything appears quite nicely made, so I'm anticipating a quick assembly. Unlike many competitors and most other Greenworks products for that matter, the handle is not held on by spring-loaded clips. Instead, we've got a carriage bolt and plastic threaded knob. And when I say plastic, I mean all plastic, no metal threads. This is actually quite disappointing, as it would be very easy to strip these if one were to over-tighten. Furthermore, if you accidentally do this, a quick trip to the hardware store might not work. I had to break out my tap and die set to verify, but as suspected, these are metric threaded, M8s with a 1.25mm pitch to be precise. The point being is that finding a replacement would be more involved than a trip to the big blue or orange boxes. And with that distraction over, let's move on. The accessory holder is installed alongside the gun holder using 4 machine screws into pre-tapped holes. Install takes just a screwdriver and a minute. The cord holder is a 2-piece affair. This is something I really appreciate. With this setup, you can really wrap the cord up nicely and avoid having it swing all over the place while moving. Here's another look at the gun and its extension. It's nice to see a double O-ring seal between the two and all brass fittings. So far, all good. After dropping in the hose, turbo nozzle, and gun, we're good to go. Assembly is that quick. After putting it together and taking a close look, we can see that the unit's overall build quality does meet its relatively high price point. The pump casting is very clean and everything is held together by nice hex head fasteners. Furthermore, we're seeing brass fittings on everything that gets wet. The integrated soak tank is relatively large and sits underneath the unit, at least while it's stored in this orientation. And by this orientation, I mean sitting horizontally instead of vertically. The fact that this unit is at home either way is a nice touch, as not everyone's storage space is the same. Finally, up top, the accessory bracket holds everything securely. Each of the 5 tips is held in place by a rubber grommet, and the high pressure hose is retained by a bungee strap. Before moving on, we need to take a minute to talk about this unit's warranty, specifically what it includes, excludes, and how it compares to competitors. The GPW2700 offers an industry-leading 10 years on the motor and 3 on everything else. They also do not exclude accessories as some manufacturers do. Furthermore, Greenworks makes sure to disclaim the fact that transportation charges are the responsibility of the consumer. For comparison's sake, here's a Google sheet I've been keeping updated with information from my pressure washer tests. It includes a warranty tab. I'll place a link below. For anyone who's watched any of my other videos, you'll know what's coming up next, the addition of some quick disconnect fittings. I picked this set up on Amazon. Luckily, Greenworks makes this very easy by supplying us with industry standard M22 fittings. Although they're pretty common, some manufacturers still commit the sin of shipping their products with proprietary fittings. If you're wondering why one might do this, it's because they make setup and breakdown a several second job. Furthermore, it makes swapping guns mid-job very easy. We'll see in a bit why this is useful. I'll place a link to these below. It's an associate link for which the channel will earn a small commission. Use is greatly appreciated. Now that we've fully set up, it's time to give it a test run. Before doing so, make sure to purge the lines of all air. Foregoing this step will result in one very mad motor. Usually about 10 seconds does the trick. After that, it's turn on time. And I'd say we've got a winner. Unlike a lot of universal motor powered units, this brushless one idles without turning off. Interesting. It also sounds kind of cool, like a little outboard motor or something. The best part though, is the fact that there's no delay between pulling the trigger and getting full power. This was a huge problem on the cheaper GPW2700 that ended up being that unit's Achilles heel. Power feels excellent. Despite starting off with a big wide 40-degree tip, the GPW2700 had no problem keeping up. Here's the unit firing up one more time. Sorry for the redundancy, I just thought it had a really unique sound among electric-powered pressure washers. This brings us to our first and most important objective test, finding out this unit's real output, starting with a 40 degree. Here, we're seeing 1,850 psi, which is an absolutely outstanding result and by far the best I've ever recorded. Many competitors struggle to maintain pressure with wide tips. The average for this size is just 1,008, meaning the GPW2700 is 83% more powerful. Just fantastic. But how about a much narrower 15 degree? (2400 psi), which is also best in class, but not by as much as we saw earlier. Here, the Greenworks leads by 21%. Overall pressure tests reveal that the GPW2700 is the most powerful electric pressure washer I've tested. One might believe their claim of incorporating jet flow technology is just marketing nonsense, but there actually might be some truth to that. This unit's exceptional wide tip performance has me excited to try the foam cannon. Here's the unit I'll be using. For those that have seen my other videos, you know the drill. Coat the vehicle in foam, let it soak for a minute, use the 25 degree tip to power wash, clean, and then blow dry. Once again, I'm nothing but impressed with this product. The quality of the foam is far and away the best I've seen from any non-gas powered pressure washer. I even had to take a moment here to grab a close-up using my phone. It's the closest thing to shaving cream I've seen out of anything electric. That said, all this great performance does come at a cost, and I don't just mean its price tag. I'm referring to the amount of power it consumes. It settles in at about 14.8 amps. This makes it the most electron-hungry unit I've tested. It's also getting dangerously close to 15, meaning many residential outlets will struggle, especially if anything else is running concurrently. If possible, try to run this unit on a dedicated 20 amp circuit. I also want to show everyone how much noise this pressure washer makes. For that, I've got my decibel meter set up. We're seeing about 83.5 in use. That's slightly lower than our average of 86.1, but truth being told, they're all about the same. For anyone who's never been around an electric pressure washer, they're about as loud as a vacuum cleaner. Finally, I didn't want to end this video without showing off a couple more real-world use examples. So, can the GPW2700 clean 5-day-old bird poop off a car? Yes it can. Will it clean the grayish weathered layer off a Cedar and Douglas fir fence? Yes, very well. It could actually strip the wood if one weren't careful. Overall, I'm extremely impressed with the 2700 PSI pressure washer from Greenworks and can confidently say it's the best electric pressure washer I've ever tested. It's somehow the most powerful, yet also the quietest. Our only real concern is how much electricity it draws. We're really pushing the limit of what a residential circuit print can provide. That said, if you can handle its appetite for electrons, premium price, and want the best residential grade unit available, I think this is it. You know, oftentimes I'll sell these test units on OfferUp or give them to friends as payment for help on some project. But I'm so impressed with this product that I'll likely be keeping this one right here for myself. And that's all I had for today. Again, I have dropped accessory links below. If you found my content useful, they're the best way to support the channel. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll try and help out the best I can. Okay, take care.